Hi friend, LJ here. Have you ever felt invisible at work? Especially when you're in a position of leadership. You could be leading a team, you could be leading a band, another creative endeavor, a project, a task. And for whatever reason, the people around you are looking at you like you have six heads or not looking at you at all, not seen, not heard, not cared for. It's a pretty terrible feeling, and I have been there. You are not alone. In this video, I'm going to share 3 steps, pretty powerful steps, that are going to take you from feeling invisible to being seen. So if this sounds good to you, stick around to the end because you're going to get these 3 steps. And my hope is that by the time you leave the video, you're going to leave with clarity and confidence on how to be more seen in whatever you are doing at work. I hope you love what you see. Always throw me a comment. I love to hear from you. And now let's get into the video. So, whether you're heading up a team, like I said, or a band, or some sort of a project, or your own creative vision, this shift of feeling invisible to feeling seen is everything. Because when you see yourself, and I'm going to say that again, when you see yourself clearly, that's when people start to see you too. Okay. So it really is it's quite a bit of inner work. And these 3 steps start from the inside and they work their way out. First step is to see yourself first. If you're not clear on who you are and what you want, and not only that, but why you want it, right? So it's who you are, what you want, and why you want it. Those 3 things. The how comes a little bit later. The where, the when, those logistical questions, you can figure those out. But without the first 3, who are you? What's your essence? What do you stand for? What is important to you as it applies to this team, this project, this task, this band? Second is, what do you want? What do you want out of this? And then why do you want it? If you haven't seen my video series on core values, you gotta watch it, because the moment that I got clear on my own core values was the moment that everything in my life changed for me. So I'd say that that's my ethos here on this channel. Honoring your own authentic self by getting clear, or starting with the clarity of your core values, and then learning how to put them into implementation. What that means in action, in life, in the world, is definitely the most important step of the 3. Because without it, you don't see yourself clearly. And how can anyone else in the world see you if you cannot see yourself clearly? So this is really important work. And I'd say, spend at least a couple of hours doing this work. Grab that clarity worksheet that I put in the description box. It will help you. Step number 2 is to show up with integrity. Okay. So you do need to show up as yourself. If you want to be seen, you need to first see yourself. And that means that you need to see yourself in front of other people. That is a very vulnerable place to be. And most people have a really hard time with this. The ones that can do that, right? Be fearful and do it anyway. Be brave and courageous and do it anyway. Live in agreement to being vulnerable and being honest about who they really are in front of other people. Those people are seen. It doesn't mean that people agree with you, and it doesn't mean people like you. Okay, that's a video for another time. It means that they see you. Okay, and when people are seen, that means that there's an opportunity to build respect, rapport, trust, and collaboration. So it really is that first step in bridging seeing yourself first with seeing other people, right? You need the middle step. So step number 2 is showing up with integrity. This also means getting really clear on boundaries, right? So how you show up as yourself in front of other people what you are willing to do and not willing to do for and with and in front of other people. You are clear. You have gotten very clear on your boundaries and you show up in them, right? So this is not a negotiation. This is something that you've set from the inside out. That doesn't mean that collaborations cannot happen. They can happen even more readily, actually, when your boundaries are clear, because then other people know where you stand. They see you, they see where you stand and where you don't, and they can either see themselves in the equation or not. It's sort of like a self weeding out process. I love it. So, getting really clear on your boundaries and showing up in front of other people in your boundaries is very important. This brings me to the last part of step 2, which is authenticity. I talk a lot about being authentic, being your authentic self as a creative person, as a creative entrepreneur. The fake it till you make it, and I've said this in other videos, I think it's a great short-term strategy to getting your foot in the door, but long-term, it's a terrible strategy because it's exhausting. You have to pretend to be something that you're not for a really long time and keep up with the Joneses, when in fact, it's just so much easier and so much more enjoyable and fun if you just own who you are. Then people know who they're dealing with and they can gravitate towards you. They see you. Again, it really tunes into seeing yourself first. So I can't state enough importance around seeing yourself first and really doing that work. Even if it takes you 2 weeks to figure this out, make the time. It is invaluable inner work. Even if it takes you a year, it's okay. I don't really think that there's any time limit on spending time to see yourself first, even if it's a lifetime. What a beautiful exercise. Okay. I'm off my soapbox. So now we're going to move into step number 3, which is connecting the dots, right? Making others visible. If you want to be seen, you also need to see other people. Okay, let me say that again. If you want to feel seen and be seen, you also need to see other people. So it's really important that when you show up as yourself, when you show up being your vulnerable, boundaryful, and authentic self, that you also connect the dots ecologically. How does what you are doing and who you are being benefit the people around you? How might they benefit? How might you recognize them in how they show up with vulnerability and boundaryful and authenticity? This then brings us to collaboration. So when you see other people for who they really are, again, that helps the weeding out process, the natural weeding out process. I hate to call it the survival of the fittest, but there is a lot of that in the creative industries, right? We do know that, in fact, there are many people behind us in line to fill that next position or job or task or project. We're all very hungry. We love our work. We're passionate about it. And there's a lot of people excited to do it. If we're not interested, someone else will be interested. We know this already. So really moving into a space of recognizing people showing up in their vulnerability and showing up in their authenticity to be able to determine, do you want to work with this person or not? Do you want to collaborate with this person? How might what you are doing and what they are doing benefit each other? So now we are bridging, we are connecting the dots. It becomes ecological, where everyone in the equation is benefiting from literally being themselves. How fucking awesome is that? How powerful is that? Wouldn't the world be such a different, more beautiful place, or the creative industries be a better place to work if we could all practice this and show up as ourselves instead of trying to put on a front? As I've said many times on this channel, nobody is an island in the creative industries. We need each other. This is a relationship-driven business, and it's really important to be aware not just of what's going on inside of you and seeing yourself, but really seeing other people. Remember, they want to be seen too, right? So it's not all one or all the other, it's both. It needs to be ecological. Just a quick reminder again that there's that free clarity checklist in the description box. Be sure to grab that because this is going to really help you get clear on how you define success for yourself in your career as you move forward step by step. So, the 3 steps again, just to recap, are see yourself first. The second is show up with integrity. That's a big one, right? Be vulnerable, set boundaries, be authentic. Okay. And the third step is make sure that others are also visible. If you want to be seen, you need to see other people. Okay, so those are the 3 steps. Again, I hope this is so helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.